Hello, darlings. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're another YouTuber, let me know in the comments and I will sub you back. Now stay safe, stay home, and here's the video. Hello, darlings. It's Brandy here from BRC Nails. Today is a little mini collab, a Bumblebee collaboration hosted by Miss Tammy from Tammys Manis. It also includes Miss Karina from Karina's Nail Designs and Miss Sarah from Pumpkin's Nail Station. Tammy just got us all together to do a little Flexihand Bumblebee collab. So it's basically use your Flexihand and whatever Bumblebee designs you want to go with, that's what you could do. The ladies' links will be listed down in the description box, of course, the links to these videos in particular, but also, you know, if you haven't checked out their stuff, please do, and consider subscribing because Karina is a monster for stamping. She is so awesome. And Sarah is kind of the leader. Any kind of questions I have when it comes to YouTube stuff, collab stuff, nail stuff, even review stuff, anything, you know, that's usually who I go to when it's stuff like that. And of course, Tammy has been a great friend to me this whole time. And she is very skilled with her nail art. So don't let that fool you. She is amazing with her designs. So please go check all three ladies out. Now let us get on to this Bumblebee collab. One more little snippet of information. Tammy and Karina both helped me purchase my Flexihand. I don't normally do videos with it just because it's a little hard on my setup, one. And two, I use it to practice building nails, whether it's hard gel or acrylic. Knock on wood, I'm pretty good with polygel, so I don't usually practice with that on here. But the other two, absolutely. And not just as layovers or overlays, I'm sorry, but as actually like gluing a tip to the tip and then building the nail on top of it, filing, all that stuff. That's what I use it for mainly. She's a beautiful hand and I am so grateful to both of them. I wouldn't have been able to buy it as early as I did if it wasn't for them and another nail sister. So thank you all so very much. Now let's get into these bee collab. Okay, so I painted with my the Gel NY's White 001, and now I'm using the Gel NY 005 Black to paint these hexagons. Now listen, even painting such a simple shape like that was a little, I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at it. But once I got the first one down, it was very easy to continue with the rest of the honeycomb. Because basically we're just fitting them all right next to each other. So you already have the basis of, you know, how far each side went down on the top and the bottom, how long you wanted it to be. And I just took a little alcohol on a cleanup brush to clean up the little smudge or whatever that was. And I did get this idea, part of it, from, I believe, from the Daily Charm. Mine did not come out as good, of course. Of course, mine didn't come out anywhere near as good, but I was kind of using theirs as a model. I know what I would do differently to make it look better. And maybe I should have attempted it before I tried it on the video, but, you know, I just wanted to go right for it and give it a try instead of, you know, practicing and practicing. Just throw that, you know, real world experience in there. It might not have come out exactly perfect like theirs did, but I'm pretty happy with the result. And especially since I did some freehand, even though it's just those little simple shapes, you know, I consider it slacking. Now I'm only going to show you one nail out of these 3 because this video was so long originally. I mean, like an hour. So I cut it down and sped it up like I usually do. Now, these were obviously put into the lamp for 60 seconds. Now I am taking the brush of the yellow gel polish, and I'm just tapping a dot in the center of all of the honeycomb spaces. And then I'm going to take a liner brush and kind of smooth it around a little bit. And I want to say that you don't want to just slop it on the design either, because this is building up a 3D aspect as you go. So if you have the dots there, even if you're flattening them out a little bit, you'll still end up with that built up 3D effect, where like the middle finger, I got a little sloppy and it just, you know, it lost that effect because the very first layer was just flat mishmash. So there is everything. Now I am taking the orange and I am outlining the honeycombs with it. And one of the things that I would change is, originally when they were doing theirs, they left it very, very thin, like, you know, almost like a single hair brush. And I just used a regular liner brush. So I think that if the lines were either thinner or lighter or both, there would have been a better effect. But I just kept going with it because I did want it to be, you know, warts and all. Because, you know, all these nail designs, they look perfect, but, you know, nobody talks about the 4 or 5 times beforehand that they tried it before they filmed it, right? So I just wanted to show you, you know, the whole thing, but not every single nail. Now here I am using the Madam Glam Brilliant Builder Yellow. It is like a yellow jelly. Now the consistency, it is a builder in a bottle, so it's not like a jelly polish. Well, it is like heavier jelly polishes. Anyways, what I'm doing here is I am repeating the dotting process with the yellow builder gel, and you could do it with jelly polish. It wouldn't give as much of a 3D effect because it is polish, but if it is a thicker jelly polish, it might. But my yellow polish is actually fairly thin and pigmented, so I love it, my yellow jelly. But this is just another step of building up that 3D effect. I did use a dotting tool because I thought that might be better than a liner brush with the heavier viscosity of it. So after that, I wanted to add the little honey drops, and I didn't want it to just be that yellow. I wanted it to kind of follow what they did. So I'm taking the yellow and I'm taking the white builder gel from Madam Glam, because I did win a contest from them and I got their builder gels, and I have been practicing building nails with them. But this is the first time on camera I've been using them. So they had like a milky yellow, like a natural looking honey, quote unquote natural. So I didn't realize how much white it was going to take to achieve that. So it was kind of a little by little mix. And you just want to make sure that you're not putting air bubbles in there, because for this, it's not a big deal. But if you are mixing it for any other reason, you know, you don't want to have those little bubbles in there if you can avoid it. So I didn't come out with any problems with this. I don't know if it was because it was such a small amount that I was mixing, or if it was just the quality of the builder in a bottle. I'm not sure. So I'm just trying to make sure that's all mixed and scoop it up into a pile. Now I'm going to go around the edges of the honeycomb, like the part that is next to the white, and I'm going to outline that. On the pointer, I am not going to do a drip. I just wanted to have the honey dripping on the comb because I am going to put a bumblebee there. And then in the middle and on the ring finger, I do put drips down. But I left them all in because I just wanted to show you know, the beauty of these builder gels. I think they're phenomenal. I work a lot in gel polish, so builder gels, I love them and I'm grateful. But I would get more use out of a polish. Madam Glam, if you're listening, which I highly, highly doubt because you tell me I'm not good enough every time I ask to be, to get items for review. So, excuse me. Now, that was a little shady. I'm sorry, but yeah. So, I am adding the same thing here. I am not having it on every single honeycomb piece, but like I had told you earlier, I kind of lost the 3D-ness of that one, so I'm trying to build it up a little bit. I mean, I know that it ended up okay, but I wish that I was more careful in the beginning. That's another thing that I would change if I were to do a honeycomb design again. So now with this one, there's going to be a drop and drip as well. So I am having that part where it overhangs, of course, doing that again. See that? It just ended up looking like a pile, like just a pile of mush. There was no 3D-ness there. And to do the drips, I like to do a dotting tool, and I start with the dot usually, and then drip it up from where the dot is instead of like the other way around. That's just the way I like to do it. You know, different people have different preferences. I did decide to do a little tiny bit on the end there, but this on the ring finger is going to be the big drippy drop of it. There's going to be 2 little drips there. If you are still watching, hi Cherie, hi Catherine, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. If you do not hit the notification bell, you will miss a lot of my uploads because that's just how YouTube works. And I appreciate every minute of watch time that everyone has been giving. I am so thankful and so grateful. I cannot say it enough. Okay, now back to using the builder gel. I'm basically using it the way that you would as an overlay, because builder in a bottle usually is thinner than like a hard gel in a tub. So with this, I did the same kind of technique as gel. I put a thin layer down, and then I am going to put a thicker layer, tapping it down the same way that you would floating polish, except you're moving the gel and touching. You know, there's more pressure involved than if you were floating, but it's the same type of technique. It gets it on there and it will self-level. And since it does self-level, occasionally you will have to flip the hand upside down if it's starting to ooze a little bit too much, if it's too hot or you're taking too long. You can just flip that hand right upside down and it will automatically build the apex. Not perfectly, but because when you flip the hand over, that's the center, it will all be drawn down and into the center. Now don't hold it upside down too long, because then it'll start dripping off, because builder gel is a little movie. Hard gel can be too, depending on the type. So I ended up just putting that in the lamp. I didn't even have to buff it out or anything. I just took the sticky layer off with a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol, and those are sitting there waiting for their decals. Or, well, one is waiting for a decal, one is waiting for this stamped image. So I have this Bumblebee honeycomb stamping. I just got this The Joy's stamping polish, so I'm going to take that to reverse stamp the bumblebees. So since the background is that translucent yellow, I'm using the regular yellow for the body of the bees and white for the wings, so that it will stand out against that beautiful yellow. And to do the stamp, I just did my regular thing. I covered the whole image completely, took my stamping card at a 45-degree angle, swiped it, lightly kiss the stamper across, like rolling it onto the image. The image is picked up. Clean around the outsides. I only let it dry for a minute, like not as long, because it seems like a lot of my reverse stamping images, the stamping image ends up smushed, or the reverse stamping ends up smushed, and the regular stamping is dried to the stamper. So that's something I'm gonna have to work out with myself, timing wise. I don't know if it's because of the temperature or I'm using a different stamping polish. I mean, I went from Born Pretty to Nicole Diary. I can't see that there's that much difference since they're pretty much the same company. But it's not a problem that I've had before. But it was winter, so I don't know. You know, it's just, there's so many different aspects that go into stamping. So if you are a beginner at stamping, Karina has a wonderful video for beginning stampers. Also, Faye from Not a Beauty Queen 6, she also has another beginner stamping video. I will do one eventually, but for now, please please look to them for all the stamping info that you might need. Okay, the rest of the stuff was out of image, but I want to show you how bad this came out. This is what I meant when I said, you know, it's not picking up right, and or it's not stamping back down right, and when I tried to fix it, it ended up getting double stamped, but in a bad way. So I redid that off camera because the other nails came out so good. I didn't want that one to just be such a big flop. And even with the black showing through, I'm still happy with the way that the honeycomb came out. I skipped the details and the top coating because, like I said, this video was so long originally. But I would like to thank Tammy and Karina and Sarah for doing this collab with me, including me in it, and for all the help that I've gotten from all three of them. It really shaped my whole YouTube career / outlook. You know, I ain't getting paid now, but with all the support that I've been getting from the community, I'm sure that I will get there soon. Here are the ladies' nails right here. They are gorgeous. The links to their videos will be in the description box down below, so please go check them out and show them some support, show them some love. And if you're not subscribed, go hit that subscribe. All three of the ladies are amazing, so you won't be disappointed at all. Thanks so much for watching. Have a marvelous day. And thanks again. Mwah.